Ladies and gentlemen, we're finding new, just disgusting things in here. Totally unrelated. When I say disgusting, I don't mean the entities getting this. What I mean is totally disgusting, and the motive here was to clearly take advantage of a panicked American public brought on by the media who engages in 24-hour panic and hysteria. The disgusting motive here was to clearly take advantage of that, to stick money in for things entirely unrelated to saving the United States economy from this pandemic imposed upon us by China. Let's go to this Kim Strassel piece, because here's what's going to happen. I'm going to set you up. I'll be always ahead of the news cycle. Here comes a new narrative in the future, which I'll get to at the end. Kim Strassel, today's Wall Street Journal. Big government contagion. Appropriators throw hundreds of billions at the virus and at everything else. Folks, here's the new narrative. Let's put the headline up front. The new narrative is going to be this. The Democrats threw a bunch of spending at things entirely unrelated to saving the economy from this pandemic. For what? Because they want the baseline of spending for government agencies, because the Democrats want to bankrupt this country. And the awful Republicans, of which sadly there are many, there are some good ones, but sadly there are many, are going right along with it. They get no pass either. They want to bankrupt the country. They're intent on doing it, and they know how to do it. And the way to do it is this, Joe. Constantly use a crisis or crises.
Yes, sir.
Whether it's the 2008 recession. You know where I'm going with this. The 2008 recession.
I do.
The 2020 coronavirus pandemic. Use it to demand massive amounts of money for the government. The government will save you. They won't. They won't. And then when these government agencies, NASA and all this other stuff, budgets go up and up and up and up, every crisis, we need more, we need more, we need more. It establishes a new baseline for spending. Therefore, when the spending next year is cut and goes back to levels it was just a year ago before the pandemic, what's the Democrats' narrative? Draconian cuts, Joe. Cruel draconian cuts. What is it? 10/28. Mark it. We're marking timestamps now.
There it is.
10/28. What's the date? Friday, March 27th. Mark it right now. There it is. Now, I'm going to show you in this Strassel piece a couple screenshots from a piece in the Wall Street Journal. Agencies. I have nothing against the people in these agencies. I'm sure they work hard. I was a government employee at one time in what I believe to be a valuable agency, the Secret Service. And say that because I worked there. I say that because they're great people who keep the president alive. Simple as that. I'm not saying there's no role for government. I'm not suggesting we shouldn't have a military or federal law enforcement entities or a court system. I'm not saying that. I'm saying this is not the time to do spending like this. Hat tip Kim Strassel for digging up the pork in here, which we're exposing. This bill's a disaster. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry to break the bad news. She says there's also money appropriators do at government for no purpose other than the throwing. Throwing. Every outpost gets dollars, most for nothing more than the general command to prevent, prepare for, and respond to coronavirus. NASA gets $60 million. NASA? Strassel says, has the virus infected the sun's corona? Are we sending corona ships to the moon? What are we doing? Are we sending it to Jupiter? Are we sending little like a Halley's Comet? We putting a corona on there? The National Archives, Joe, gets $8 million. Wow, that's nice. Maybe the local restaurant owner could have used that $8 million after seeing the look on his face yesterday. The National Archives, Kimberly Strassel says, what's it going to do? Put the virus on display? Many departments get cash for research, regardless of their relevance to today's medical crisis. Perhaps the Energy Department will use its additional $99 million in, quote, science to gauge how the virus responds in a nuclear reactor. Ladies and gentlemen, they are spending us into an abyss we are not going to be able to get out of. Don't worry, it's Friday. I'm going to give you a path out. But the path in right now is clear. And when I say the path in, I mean the path into a deep well of economic uncertainty we're going to have a tough time crawling out of. It's going to be like that Batman movie with Bane, where Batman has to get out and they tell him, dump the rope, just do it without the rope. That was a dumb move, by the way. Gets worse from the Strassel piece. Here's more. Then there's the outright pork in there. The Forest Service, Joe, gets $3 million for forest and rangeland research. This is in the porculus bill. That's supposed to be emergency relief, folks. $27 million for capital improvement and maintenance, and $7 million for wildfire management. Important stuff, wildfire management. In the Corona bill? What are you going to burn the Corona? The bill shovels $75 million to the National Foundation on the Arts and the Humanities. We discussed that yesterday. $25 million to the Kennedy Center. God forbid the Kennedy Center didn't get their $25 million. And Joe, even an odd $78,000 payment to the Institute of American Indian and Alaska Native Culture and Arts Development.
What?
That's important right now. That is vital. I'm sure I'll get an email from him. It is vital. Really? In the Corona bill? A water project in central Utah gets $500,000. Appropriators can sneak a lot into 880 pages. Yes, ma'am, they can.
You just heard The Dan Bongino Show. You can also get Dan's podcasts on iTunes or SoundCloud. And follow Dan on Twitter 24/7 at DBongino.